king, I am not a god, I am Hunkpain!
Welcome Tano! Are you ready to take your Oberon Prime to the next level? Today we're diving deep into the ultimate immortal build for level 9999. Whether you're a seasoned veteran or just starting your journey, welcome to Warframe. This guide will equip you with everything you need to stay alive and dominate the battlefield. Let's get started to unlock the true potential of Oberon Prime, the GOAT. So nobody disrespect this Warframe again. Don't forget like, subscribe, turn the notification on. Let's go for the speed run.
See this?
Oh, this is very nice. We gotta get this framed.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You know how much I sacrifice?
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
And welcome back Tano, hope you enjoyed the speedrun as immortality doesn't come easy for the Oberon Prime the GOAT. So I will walk you through his kit, synergy and the build and everything you need to know. Follow me Tano! Oberon passive. Allied companions receive 25% health link, armor link and shield link from Oberon. In addition, your companion receive an instant revive permission, makes it a very nice passive. That could be better to be honest. DE could rework this to more powerful passive to compete with the other Warframes. Oberon first ability, Smite, focuses deadly energy within a target and then projects it outwards, damaging both the target and surrounding enemies. This ability has an augment called Smite Infusion. Smite augment holds to cast will grant all allies within 15 meters an additional 100% radiation damage, affected by ability strength of course, to their attacks for 40 seconds. Makes it very powerful ability when it comes to fighting enemies that's weak to radiation, for example the Eidolon, and Smite, it's his Helmnith subsumable ability, so you can put it on any other Warframe that you want. Oberon's second ability, Hallowed Ground, sanctifies the ground before Oberon with righteous fire, inflicting damage to any enemy that stands in the flames. It proc radiation, means all enemies will start getting confused and attacking each other. It's very nice for mid gameplay, not really in the end game, you're not going to be killing with this one. It has an augment called Hallowed Eruption, Hallowed Ground augment, reactivate to deal all remaining damage and radiation status, with a passive plus 100% Hallowed Ground duration. Makes it really good augment if you want to focus playing on the Hallowed Ground for the starting as a new player, but in the end game you really don't care about that so much. Oberon third ability, Renewal. Healing waves of energy flow outwards from Oberon to his allies, regenerating health over time. It drains 25 energy and it drains 2 per second and 3 per target. So you need to use it very carefully here. And it's very good ability when it comes to health regenerating or if you want to build your Oberon around health tanking. But I don't like health tanking as it keeps you open for a lot of upcoming damage and you can actually die eventually. Alright, now it gives you armor as well, and also it does a very nice effect which is called Bleed Out Slow, affected by ability duration, and it will keep the buff on your enemies, giving them health over time and so on, even if the ability goes off. And also has an augment called Phoenix Renewal. Renewal augment taking fatal damage while under the effect of renewal will instead heal you or allies to 50% health. That's very powerful augment to be honest, but the problem with this augment, this effect triggers only once for each ally every 90 seconds. So keep that in mind. Oberon 4th ability and his ultimate Reckoning quickly lifts enemies into the air and then hurls them down with a conviction. Enemies who's succumbed to his power have a chance to spawn a health orb. Meaning, any enemy that you kill with Reckoning, there is a percent that they will drop health orbs. Makes it very good when it comes to equilibrium builds. Now, also, it blinds enemies, but if they don't die from your Reckoning. So you lift them as a CC. If they fall down and die, there is a chance they drop a health orb. If they don't die, they're gonna get blind. Now, Hallowed Reckoning has an augment called Hallowed Reckoning, actually. Alright? Reckoning augment. Reckoning gains 40% range, a 3-meter radius around each affected enemy, grants bonus armor to allies, and deals 300 damage per second to enemies. Makes it really okay when it comes to nuking and all, but it doesn't scale endlessly with the enemies until level cap. And now let's talk about ability synergy. Starting with Renewal. Renewal will give you armor, and it will give Blade Out Slow affected by duration. But if you look down, there is something called buff duration. What's that? Now, if Oberon or any allies affected by Renewal stands on hallowed ground, which is the second ability, alright, you will receive an Iron Renewal buff, which grants you bonus armor as long as Renewal is active. Once Renewal is deactivated, the buff duration 20 seconds, and then that's it. Now, the armor is affected, of course, by Oberon armor, and affected by strength because Renewal itself gives armor. Simple as that. Now, let's talk about Reckoning synergy. If you look down there, there is something called armor reduction, that you can armor strip enemies using Oberon, but you will need 200% strength, so make sure you build Oberon the right way. But how you actually can armor strip? So, enemies that survives the Reckoning while standing on hallowed ground will have their armor permanently reduced, depends on how much strength you do have. Very simple, because a lot of Thanos keep asking me, how can I actually strip with Reckoning? Because I see armor reduction, but actually it's not stripping, because you're not standing on the hallowed ground. Simple as that. And now let's go for the build, baby! I represent to you the ultimate Oberon Immortal Build, a brief respite in the aura. On ability cast, squads converts 150% of energy spent to shields, while other shields are inactive. In the meaning of, as long as you cast your abilities and using energy, your shield will keep coming back. And that will be our panic button to perform always a shield gate in case of emergency and in case of our shield recharging fail, for example magnetic or so much incoming damage or whatever. Alright. Whoa, wait, Tank. I'm a new player, I have no idea this veteran talk about shield gating. No worry, I got you covered. Look at the sheet right here. You will see on the bottom, shield on blue, gate on yellow, health on red. Now, in Warframe, not like any other game, if you receive a huge damage to your Warframe, okay, a huge blow, or fatal blow, you call it whatever you want, you will lose first your shield, and then you will enter into a gate phase where your screen glitch, alright, you know that, it's like screen glitch, that's your gate. That gate makes you invulnerable to any incoming damage for a certain amount of time. Now, that time is decided by how much shield you have. So on the left you will see how many seconds, in the bottom you will see how much shield you have. So, starting from milliseconds to actually 1150 shield, you will be invulnerable for 2.5 seconds until you get another hit, so you get down to your HP. So the shield gate idea is, so when our shield is gone, we reach the gate, we return our shield, so we reach the gate back, and then we return our shield, so we call it shield gating, so we don't say what I just said. You get a point? So we keep gating between shield and gate, shield and gate, shield and gate, so the enemies doesn't reach our HP. Now, there is a problem here that if enemy proc magnetic on you, they will lower your shield recharge and it gets crazy, alright? So, you get the point. And then, if enemies proc toxin on you, they will go to your health directly, they don't care about your shield. So keep that in mind. Now, primed continuity for duration, flow for energy max, fast deflection, rolling guard. So in case enemies proc magnetic or they proc toxin on you, you roll, you save the day. Vigilante vigor, shield recharge delay, primed redirection for 180% shield capacity, so we reach the juicy 1150. Transit fortitude for strength and minus ability duration. Viral Tempest here is the augment for the first ability, Tempest Barrage. Now, Tempest Barrage will rain corrosive on those enemies, stacking them 10 stacks of corrosive, 80% armor strip. Now, if you use the Viral Tempest, you will have Viral as well. So, enemies will be 80% armor strip, and they will have Viral stacks on them, so they are vulnerable to damage in their HP by 325%. Arcane Energizer on energy pickup, 60% chance to replenish 150 energy to self and allies within 15 meters. Arcane Aegis here is very important to have. Alright, because we're trying to push the shield recharging to the tops. If you don't have Aegis, don't go for this build. My friend, don't tire it yourself. Alright, get Aegis and then go the build. On shield damage, a 3% chance for 30% shield recharge for 12 seconds. Capito? Capito. Now, if we go right here now in the Archon shards, I will be running 2 Emerald Archon shards. So my ability, Tempest Barrage, actually will armor strip enemies. And I know what you're thinking. Oberon can strip, but wait a second. Alright, now, 2 Emerald Archon shards, so we strip with Tempest Barrage 100%. That's 14 stacks, meaning enemies will be at minimum damage reduction because we don't care about armor. What we care about is what comes with armor, which is damage reduction. You have it, enemy has it as well. Then we're gonna go 2 Amber Archon shards for casting speed, and then in case you're wondering why your shield is not like mine when you follow the beard, there you go, Azure Archon shard for 150 shield capacity. Okay, so because your Oberon will be around 1036, and then with this one you will be 1186, same like me. Now your theory is you can just put enemies with hallowed ground and then you cast 2 times reckoning and you can actually armor strip them. It actually works. Let me show you. We go right here and then we cast the hallowed ground and then pick up enemies in the air 1 time and then 2nd time and then the armor strip. That's very good. I totally agree with you, but they cost a lot of resource to do so, and my plan here is not actually using the hallowed ground combined with the reckoning to actually armor strip. They will use as radiation, so you can confuse the enemies. You're going to be using the 4th one to and then your weapon actually can armor strip. As you can see, this guy strip, this guy strip. So you have Tempest Barrage, Viral, and armor stripping. You have the reckoning to armor strip, and to make sure DVS, damage dealt, viral proc, and S stripped in all methods. Now, if you don't like my method on the Tempest Barrage and how I deal my things, here you go. Another sheet for you, how to deal viral and how to armor strip those enemies. Now, there is something else here will play a big role, which is our companion. Now, if I go to Nautilus Prime right here, we'll be running the shield SP. Now, Cordon to pull enemies, Vacuum to pull the loot, Assault mode to attack the enemies. Make sure to organize them the same way, because if you organize it Cordon and Assault, means the companion will pull enemies and then will attack. If you put Assault first, it will attack and then will pull enemy. Make sure, a lot of Thanos doesn't know that. Guardian for robotics, whatever. And it will boost owner's shield by 100% when it runs out. Very important, guys. Manifold Bond to pull more enemies with Cordon. Calculated redirection, enhance vitality, shield charger, increase Warframe max shield and shield regeneration by 60% for 10 seconds. And then you go to Reinforced Bond for that juicy 60% whatever. Primed regen, and you go to go. Now, of course, you would say, Hank, why you're not using Tenacious Bond? Yes, you can use Tenacious Bonds. Throw it whatever you want in here. Just this is a shield recharging tank. Okay? Throw 20 wherever you want, because Verglas already has the Riven for critical chance, and this is the Verglas build. If you want more details about the build, you can check it in the channel. So that's the other source of the shield. Now, not only that, now we want to try and make Oberon shield recharge as powerful as our baby Gauss. And to do that, we're going to rely on Vazarin. Now, I know you can dash on yourself on Vazarin and you become invulnerable and nothing will matter, but that's not the point here. The point here, we're going to be using Guardian Shell. Another amazing feature comes with Vazarin. Use your first ability to manifest a barrier on the operator and allies in affinity range. It is invulnerable for 4 seconds when first created, and damage inflicted while it's invulnerable will be added to base health of 500. They're talking about the Guardian Shell, that you're not going to be invulnerable. Alright, but the point is here. When the Guardian Shell breaks, Warframe shield regeneration rate is increased by 150%, and regeneration delay is reduced to 80% for 12 seconds. So, how you going to be playing, my friend? You're going to be very simply going right here in your operator, boom, and that's your Guardian Shell. And when enemy breaks that, you're going to have an amazing powerful shield recharging. So let's release these guys really quick and check how we perform. Now the road to success is actually failing, so I will summon these guys and I'll just go towards them and they hit me and hopefully I die. I will not die. Why? Because Arcane Aegis is active. As long as Arcane Aegis is active, I will get that 30% shield recharge juice. Now think about it like this: if you reach 100% shield recharge, you will not die. Without Arcane Aegis, you will be at 70%. That makes you 30% chance you will die. and at high fire rate from enemies or high damage, you're actually going to die. That's why I'm running Brief Respite. In case of emergencies and shield gate like this moment, I use this. You see, I'm trying to stay alive. So as long I'm casting my abilities, I will be alive. No Arcane Aegis, no bueno. Simple as that. So let's kill these guys and redo it once more. This time we're gonna get the help of our Guardian Shell. Now Guardian Shell, it's right here. It's gonna be at 500. It's invulnerable, and now when I get the heat to it, I'm gonna get the 150% shield regeneration rate and so on and so on. And then you exceeded the 30% from Aegis and you're good to go. So either one of them, you have this or Arcane Aegis. In the meaning of, if you cannot afford Arcane Aegis, Guardian is your friend. But the problem with Guardian, it needs to be destroyed so it can actually give you the 150%. Now, if you combine Guardian Break and you combine Arcane Aegis, there is no force in Earth can actually kill you unless its toxin goes directly to your HP or magnetic that lowers your shield recharging. So we're back to point 0 where you have a chance you actually die. So the point here is, as long as Arcane Aegis is triggered or the Guardian from Vazarin is actually triggered, you will not die as you reach the 100% shield recharging that no enemy can actually hit you fast enough or powerful enough to kill you. Now, in case something happened and you reach the shield gate, you use any abilities, Brief Respite will trigger and you will get back the shield that you need to stay alive. Worst case scenario, you roll guard and you become invulnerable. Worst case scenario where there is no energy, you dash on yourself with Vazarin and you are invulnerable again. Now, there is a knockdown thing we need to talk about when it comes to the Exilus slot. Now, my favorite way to go is Prime Sure-Footed. I'm not proud of using it, but it's the way to go when it comes to resisting knockdowns. Otherwise, you can go, for example, with Coaction Drift, or you can go with, for example, Canning for range, but we don't really go for range here. For example, you can go for Power Drift for a case of ability strength, really nice, Sprint, Vigilante Pursuit for enemy radar, Rush for sprint speed, Aviator reduce damage by 40% while Ileborn, Sure-Footed the normal one if you don't have the primed one, and so on and so on. Handspring, I think, is the best way to go if you don't have primed Sure-Footed, and the rest will be in your hand. Now, you can get rid of primed Sure-Footed if you're gonna go Unairo, but you put yourself without the Guardian. So the point here, it will not be the ultimate immortal, it's just gonna be immortal. And in the end, I want to say thank you so much, Tenno, for joining me in this deep dive into the Oberon Prime level 9999 build. I hope you find this build and strategies and tips helpful to maximize your gameplay. Remember, whether you're focusing on survivability, damage output, or support, customizing your build for your own playstyle is the key to dominate Warframe content. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, much appreciated, and let me know in the comments below all your thoughts because your feedback means a lot to me. Until next time, Tenno, keeps your energy high and your enemies lower. Happy hunting, Tenno. Big love.